Hello everyone. Today we will study about probability. As I already told in my last lecture that next lecture will be about probability. So today we will understand how to do the problems related to probability. Many students skip this topic because they basically don't understand how to approach this type of questions. See, the concept is very clear, just understand it very properly, very clearly. The questions are very easy. Just you need to know how to solve the questions. Just you need to know what they have asked and how to approach. Okay. So without wasting time, we will start. We will start with sums only and we will understand the concepts. Okay. So first question. Okay. I will start with easy one and then we will go to the harder problems. Okay. First we will do with simple problems. This topic is useful for IIT JAM, NET, GATE, TFI, all the exams. Okay. And you will definitely get some questions from this topic. It's for sure. Okay. First question. A coin is tossed. We need to find the probability. We need to find the probability that the result will be a head. Okay. So, to find the probability, we need to find two things. Probability means what? Probability means first we need to find the total possible outcomes and the number of the favorable cases. That is the numerator one what is asked in the question and denominator one what is the total possible outcomes. Now for this you see a coin is tossed. Now a coin has two sides, head and tail. Okay. Now when we toss a coin, so there are two probabilities. Either we can get head, either we can get tail. Now here only a coin, single coin is tossed. Okay. Also tossed means only once it is tossed. Now we need to find the probability that the result will be a head. So total possible outcomes are what? 2, and only we can see once we are getting head. So probability is what? Half. Clear? Okay. This was easy one. Next we will do. Next question. Next question is what? Two coins are tossed. Initially in the first question only one coin was tossed. Now two coins are tossed at a time. At a time two coins are tossed. We need to find the probability of getting two heads, one head and one tail. So first we need to write the sample space, that is the total possible number of outcome. Okay, this is called the sample space. Now two coins are tossed. Okay, so what can be the possible outcomes? Either we can get head or we can get head tail or we can get tail head or we can get tail tail. So these are the possible outcomes. That is total sample space is what? 4. Now for getting two heads, now we can see clearly that our total is 4, and for getting two heads, that is only once we are getting, so 1 by 4. Second, total is 4, one head and one tail. Here also we are getting one head and one tail, here also we are getting one head and one tail, so 2 by 4, that is half. Okay. Now for this writing the total number of sample space, we have a trick formula. We have a trick formula for writing the trick formula we have, that is what? Sample space 2 to the power n. In case of a coin, since 2 is maximum for one coin, maximum sample space for one coin, so for n number of coin our maximum sample space will be 2 to the power n. Since there are two coins mentioned, so it is 4. If there was 3 coin mentioned, then it would be 8. Okay, This is a trick formula, but we will not, when we are learning any topic, we will first learn the general process, how to do. Then we will go with the trick formula. Okay, it's always important to learn the general process, how to proceed a question. Okay, so that by chance if we forget the trick formula in the examination, we must know how to solve any question by a general process. Okay, now third question. Okay, now third question, they have said what? Three coins are tossed at a time. This time, three coins are tossed at a time. Now, we need to find the probability of getting three heads, no head. Third one is at least one head. Fourth one is exactly one head. And the fifth one is four head. Okay, so first we will write the sample space. Okay, with one sample space only we can calculate all. Okay, so what is our sample space? Since there are total three coins. Okay, so with the trick formula we get to know the total sample space will be 8, but we have to write the sample space so that we can easily find this all probabilities. Okay, so it can be head head head, it can be head tail head, it can be head head tail, it can be tail head head, it can be tail tail tail, it can be tail head tail, it can be tail tail head, it can be head tail tail. So we can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 8 combinations are there. So our sample space is completed. Now first they have asked the probability for three heads. Probability for three heads, so exactly three heads we are getting only once, so our probability is 1 by 8. Second is what? No head. So no head is what? We can see that no head means only when three times tails come. So this is no head, that is 1 by 8. Third, they have asked for, third case is at least one head. Now for at least one head, see, at least one head means there can be one head in the sample space, there can be two head in the sample space, even three head in the sample space can be acceptable. Okay, so this type of combination we have to see. You see here I am using different ink. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, 5, 6 and 7. So we can say it is 7 by 8. Okay, okay, there's another process to do this. How? We always know that the total probability is 1, right? In the second one, it was asked that of no head. So for at least one head, we can also say that probability can be 1 minus 1 by 8, that is 7 by 8. Okay, so in this way also we can do, right? Because for the probability for at least one head will be the total probability minus probability of no head, that is 1 by 8. So we will get the answer of 7 by 8. So you can do by observing the sample space, or also you can do by using that the total probability is always 1. Okay, now fourth question they have asked is exactly one head. For exactly one head, we means that only one head will be present. These three combination are not valid then. So exactly one head we can see where in this one, here this is 2, and here this is 3. So the total is what? 3 by 8. Okay. Fifth one they have asked is four heads. Now four head we can see that clearly there is no such combination where they are four head, because the total number of coins are only 3. So our favorable space is 0 and total number of outcome is 8, that is 0. So the probability will be 0. Probability can be 0, but probability can never be greater than 1. Can never be greater than 1. Probability, maximum probability will be 1. Okay. Now this is all our cases for coins. Now we will go with the dice one. Okay. Now we will come with the dice one. So first question with the dice. First question is what? Let us consider a dice which is thrown. A dice is thrown. We need to find the probability. We need to find the probability that the result will be that the result will be 6, multiple of 2 and 7. So we know when a dice is thrown, what we can get, these are the numbers, right? In a dice we get numbers from 1 to 6. Okay, so our sample space is what? 6. So our sample space is what? 6. This is our sample space basically. So number in sample space is 6. Okay, now the result will be a 6. Now clearly we can see that there is only one 6 present. So our first probability will be 1 by 6. Second, they have asked a multiple of 2. So even basically. So how many even are there? 3 by 6. This can also again be simplified as written as half. Now 7. They have asked that multiple of 2 and multiple of 7. Okay, 7 can be formed like how? 3 plus 4 can be 7. Achha, sorry, they have asked only 7. So only 7 in the dice, we have only up to 6. 7 is not present. So it will be 0. If I am doing an extra question, if they have asked that they want a sum of 7, not multiple, but of sum of 7. This was multiple of 7. So 7 is only not present. Multiple of 7 means what? 7, 14, 28. In this way it would be present. 21, 28 in this way. But 7 is only not present. The highest number is 6. So our probability will be 0. Extra I am giving that if the sum of 7 they have asked, then sum of 7 can be formed how? If the dice is thrown twice and they have asked that what is that the dice is thrown twice and probability that we are getting a sum of 7. So how can we get? We can do by 2 by 5. 2 plus 5 is 7. 5 plus 2 is 7. So these are the favorable space. Okay. 3 plus 4 is 7. 3 plus 4 is 7. 4 plus 3 is 7. Then again 6 and 1 is 7. Again 2, 2 comma 5 we have already done. Any other possible combination is possible? No. 1 plus 6, 2 plus 5, 3 plus 4. Okay. So our probability will be what? 6. And what will be in our denominator? This will be 6 square. Like the Frick formula which I said before. For one dice we are getting 6 outcomes. So for twice, if 2 dice are thrown, so 6 square. The trick which I used for coin is 2 to the power n. For dice is 6 to the power n. So 6 by 36. So our probability will be 1 by 6. Okay. Now next question. Next question is what? Okay, this is a mixture of dice and a coin. Okay, this is a mixture of dice and coin. This one will be question number. Okay, wait, let me see. This is question number. This was question number 3. This was question number 4. Okay, and so next our question number 5. Okay, today we will discuss a lot of questions. Okay. Okay. Now question number 5 is what? A coin is tossed and a dice is thrown simultaneously. Both are thrown simultaneously. Now we need to find the probability. We need to find the probability that the result will be that the result will have head in the coin and 6 in the dice. Okay, so what is our sample space? Our sample space is, suppose, head with 1, tail can be with 1. Okay, head with 2, again tail with 2, head. This is our dice number. Okay, so in coin we can get two combination, head and tail, and dice we will get combination ranging from 1 to 6. So head in 4, tail in 4, head in 5, tail in 5, head and 6, tail comma 6. Okay, these are the combinations in our sample space. Now we have asked head and 6. So head and 6 we are getting only one combination. So our probability is what? 1 by 12. So this is our probability. Okay. Now next question. Question number 6. Next question is what? Let us consider that, okay, two unbiased dice are thrown simultaneously. You need to find what is the probability, that the sum of the numbers on the faces is 8. You have to find this. Okay. So they have said what? Two unbiased dice are thrown simultaneously. Unbiased dice means that the probability of each numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are same. Okay. This means that probability of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are same. So now what is the probability that the sum of the numbers on the faces is 8? So what are the possible combinations? See, for getting 8 we can get 4, 4. Okay. We can get 6, 2. We can get 2, 6. And what else we can get for getting 8? 5, 3. We can get 3, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is the combination favorable space, and sample space is what? 6 square, that is 36. So our answer is 5 by 36. Okay. I hope you are understanding the concept of probability now. Okay. So question number 7. Let us do question number 7. Now we have done all the problems related to our dice and coin. Now we will do different set of question. Let us consider a box which contains 12 blue and 8 black pens. 12 blue and 8 black pens. Okay. Now what they have asked? They have asked that if 4 pens are randomly taken from the box, if 4 pens are randomly taken from the box, find the probability that we need to find the probability that no black pen is taken and at least 2 blue pens are taken. Okay. So first understand, okay, how to do. 4 pens, no, 12 blue pens are there and 8 black pens are there. So total number of pens are what? 12 blue plus 8 black, that is total is 20. Now 4 pens are taken randomly. So our sample space will be what? Total is 20. From here 4 are taken. So combination of 20 C4. Okay. Now we have to find the favorable space. No black pen is taken. That means what? All the pen are blue. So if all the pen are blue, so how many blue pens are there? 12 blue pens. So the 4, if there is no black pen, that means number of pens are all blue. So the combination is what? 12C4. So our probability is what? 12C4 by 20C4. So this is our probability, and I hope you know how to calculate the combination, right? Okay. Now next, at least 2 blue pens are taken. Now you see they have asked at least 2 blue pens. So total, if we are taking 4 pens, and from here 2 must be there at least. So number of blue pens can be 2, can be 3, can be 4. Correct? So our favorable space is what? Same, 20C4. But now you see, if we take 2 blue pens, total number of blue pens were what? 12. So from 12 we are taking 2 blue pens. So rest 2 blue pens, total number of pens we are taking is 4. From here, if we are see, the combinations can be what I am saying. You wait, I am telling in more details. You see this combination can be what? Total number of pens are 4. So minimum 2 blue pens are there. So when 2 blue, then 2 black pens. I am writing black by BL and blue with B. Okay. Now another combination can be 3 blue, then 1 black. Another combination can be 4 blue and 0 black, because minimum 2 blue must be there. So for this, the favorable space will be what? Total number of blue pens are 12. From there we are taking 2. And total number of black pens are 8. From there we are taking 2. Okay. Total number of blue is 12. We are taking 3. Then 8 is the black. We are taking 1. 12 blue and from 8C 0. So these are the total favorable space. Now possible, this can be also possible, this can be also possible, this can also be possible. So there will be a plus sign. Okay. So here our favorable space, I am writing here. There is some space problem here. So our answer is, final answer will be what? Our sample space is 20C4. Then 12C2, 8C2 plus 12C3, 8C1 plus 12C4, 8C0. So this is our required probability. Understood? Okay, we will do more sums. It will be more clear to you. Don't worry. Now, next we will see that yeah, similar type of I am doing so that your concept will be clear. This is question number 7. So this is question number 8 now. Okay. See, four persons are chosen at random. Okay, from a group containing 3 women, not women, this is 3 men. Okay, let us make this 3 men. Okay, containing 3 men, sorry, yeah, 3 men, 2 women and 4 children. Now we need to, they have asked that the chance, that is the probability, that probability that exactly 2 of them will be children. Okay, 2 of them will be children. So what they have said, there are 4 persons chosen at random from a group which contains 3 men, 2 women and 4 children, so that the chance that exactly 2 of them will be children. So for 2 of them will be children, total number of persons are how many? 4 persons are chosen. So what can be the possibility? First we will discuss the sample space. See, total number of people are what? 3 plus 2 plus 4. So total number of people in the group is 9. Okay, from this 9 they are choosing 4. So this is our sample space in the denominator. Now numerator, that is a favorable space, what will be that? You see, to exactly 2 of them will be children. So total number of children are how many? 4. So exactly, so 4C2 will be the combination. Okay, and rest 2 people will be chosen from the left number of people, that is 9 minus 4C2, that is 4C2 into 5C2. So this is our favorable space. So probability is what? 4C2, 5C2 by 9C4. Understand one thing, they have asked exactly. In the previous question, they have said minimum. See, at least they have asked. They have asked at least. So, we have taken 3 combination, because at least, so at max, there can be 3 or 4. But here they have said exactly. So, only 2 is possible. Since they have said exactly, so only 2 is possible. Okay. So you're understanding what is the difference between these two questions? Okay. This type of questions are very familiar. This will be surely asked in your examination. Okay, now let us do another problem. This problem is related to cards. Okay, let us do another type of problem. This is related to cards. That is question number 9. Okay, from a pack of well shuffled cards, 4 cards are drawn at random. We need to find the probability. Of probability that 2 of them will be red and other 2 will be black. To solve this, they have said from a pack of well shuffled cards. Okay, total number of cards are how many? 52, right? From where red is how many? 26 and black is how many? 26. This information you should know. Okay, now find the probability that 2 of them will be red and 2 of them will be black. So 2 from red, so 26C2, and 2 from black, so 26C2. Total number of cards chosen is how many? Then 4. So our sample space will be what? 52C4. Now I think you have mastered in this concept, right? Okay, very good. So our total probability will be what? 26C2 into 26C2 by 52C4. So this is our answer. So easy. Slowly and slowly, I think you're understanding how to do a problem, how to proceed a question, right? Okay. So now we will do next another question. Okay. This question is a little tougher one. Okay. Okay. Harder problem. See this. This is question number 10. Okay. What is this? They have said 2 dice are thrown. 2 dice are thrown, but n times. N times in succession. This type of problem you can expect in CSI NET, TFR. Okay. Now, what is the probability? What is the probability of obtaining double six at least once? At least. Focus on this term. At least once. Okay. So more than once also is acceptable. Okay. Also find the least number of throws so that the probability of obtaining, this is a very interesting problem, so that the probability of obtaining at least one double six will be greater than half. Okay, see, first you read the question and understand this. They have asked 2 dice are thrown n times, so we know that 2 dice are thrown. Let me change the ink. Okay, 2 dice are thrown, so our sample space will be 6 square, that is 36. Now this 2 dice as a combination, it is thrown n times, so our sample space will be what? 36 to the power n. This is clear. Now what is the probability of obtaining double six at least once? Now we know that double six at least once, so for getting the favorable space we will use that formula. The total probability is 1, right? So if I consider that I don't want any 6, right? That is the number of favorable cases to the event of no double six. Then that is 35. Out of 36, getting no double six is 35. So this for n succession we will get 35 to the power n. So the probability of at least 166 will be 1 minus 35 by 36 whole to the power n. I hope you are understanding this. Okay. So this is our first part. Second part is this up to this it is completed. Now they have said find the least number of throws so that the probability of obtaining at least 166 will be greater than half. That means this probability value they have given half. We have to find the value of n, least number. That means what? Half. This must be less than this. So 1 minus 35 by 36 whole to the power n. Okay. So now how to do this? I will subtract this here and I will bring this here. Okay. So this means what? 35 by 36 whole to the power n is less than half. Okay. Now if I take log on both the sides, what will I get? I will get n log 35 minus log 36, that is less than minus log 2. This basically is what? Log 1 minus log 2. Now log 1 we know is 0, so this is minus log 2. So from here what we are getting is n is greater than log 2 by log 36 minus log 35. I have taken this 36 minus 35 so as to cancel this minus sign. Okay. Now if you calculate this, you will get n is greater than 24.6. So this can be, now 0.6 we cannot throw the dice. No, we have to take the nearest integer. So we will take 25. So least number of throws n is 25 to get the probability value not greater than half. Okay. So this was an interesting question and this was a little harder question. Okay. Okay, in today's lecture we will see up to this much only. Now I will give some homework. This homework you have to do and you have to tell me the answers in the comment box. Also you can send me the solutions in my Telegram channel, and for any problem please let me know. Okay. So the questions is from the book, reference book which I said. From that reference book I am giving you homework. Okay. So let's discuss the homework. First question is, 3 coins are tossed together. We need to find the probability of getting exactly 2 heads and at least 2 tails. So first you have to write the sample space, then you can easily get the answer. Okay. Number 4 is they have asked 4 coins are tossed. So 4 coins are tossed, so sample space will be 2 to the power n. N is 4 here, so 2 to the power 4. And here you have to find the chance that there should be 2 tails. So you have to find the favorable space. Question number 5. A dice is tossed and the number of points appearing on the uppermost face is observed. What is the probability of obtaining an even number, odd number, a number less than 3 and a 6? Okay. Sixth question is, 2 coins are tossed. Find the probability of getting both heads and both tails. And question number 7. 2 dice are thrown simultaneously. You have to find the probability that the product of the 2 result is 12. Here they have asked about the product like 3 4, 4 3, 6 2. Okay. So these questions are all easy and they are based on the concept which I have discussed today. So you please do these problems, and for any difficulty please let me know. Okay. So it's all for today here. We will stop here. Okay. So keep studying and thank you so much. I hope you like this video.